Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. Today's topic is going to be, are you struggling to find joy? So I'll get to that in a minute. Let's take a couple of nice breaths, relax the body so that you can breathe. Nothing fancy. Just allow yourself to suck in some air, let it out at a natural pace. All right, so quick topic. Are you struggling to find joy? And I'll tell you, doing what I do, talking to so many people with various chronic symptoms or pains, plenty of people, they can't remember the last time they laughed or even smiled for some people. Did a coaching call, I don't know, about a year ago, some gentleman, and an entire 90-minute, hour and a half, the dude was looking at me like this. Couldn't get him to crack a smile. You know, and as you see, in these videos, I'm a little bit lighthearted, very animated. I couldn't get the dude to crack a smile. And over the years of doing this, I just kind of keep going back to, what is the primary function of the brain? Safety, survival. Where's joy on that list? Where's happiness on that list? It's not a priority, right? So if you are in deep with chronic symptoms or pains, where is joy and happiness on the list of priorities? If you remember, symptoms and pain are the brain's response to perceived danger. So if the brain is constantly perceiving danger and, turning on chronic symptoms or pains, and you're sitting here going, but I want to play with my 4-year-old, and I can't even have fun doing that. It's because your brain is all along going, but we're in danger. What do you mean have fun? Right? So I'm going to tell you, don't let that get you down. It's extremely common. I don't know how many times I've spoken to people that are kind of in crisis. They've been in the chronic symptoms or pain for a long while. And it's hard to have a good time when you're constantly dealing with that. I do just want to point out, there's a difference between pain and suffering. And I know everybody's like, I have pain. Of course I'm suffering. Okay. But do you have to? And I'm not saying you need to learn to like it. I'm not saying the way to, getting through this and eliminating the symptoms is to learn to love your pain. No. The difference between pain and suffering is that pain is the sensation in the body. But if you're not thinking about it and you're not getting emotionally upset about it, it's just a sensation in the body. And yes, it can be persistent. Yes, it can be strong. But how much are you suffering if it's not on your mind? As a matter of fact, lots of people, when they get engaged in something interesting, compelling, social, fun-wise, they don't notice the symptom as much. Because when you're not thinking about it, when you're not focusing on it, and when you're not getting upset about it, you don't suffer as much. And the symptoms aren't there as much, literally. So back to the topic at hand. Are you struggling to find joy? I'm going to tell you to realize that that's not a top priority. It's just not. Not your brain. Your subconscious's primary goal is safety and survival. And until those needs are met, a lot of other things are not important. So you can feel hungry, but you can't feel joy. Interesting. Why? Hunger is for survival. We need to eat. Hey, Finny, say hello. He's just walking all over me. So if you're struggling to find joy, give yourself some grace, some slack. It will come. And I know that because I've worked with many people who have been deep, deep, deep in the symptoms, deep in the pain, so much so that they didn't want to be on this planet. And as I work with them and watch them change and grow and realize the true impact of this concept that I'm not really broken, and the fear level drops, and they start to get glimpses of feeling better, and then they get bigger glimpses and windows of opportunity where they really feel good. Symptoms will come back, and then they'll go away again. And, it all comes down to the mindset that I'm really not broken. And if I can remain calm and show my brain, I can lead this scared, misinformed brain out of the darkness into the sunlight, the brain will eventually get the message and start to dial down the symptoms and eventually turn them off, right? And people always ask me, is it possible to get out of pain completely? Seriously? Is that even possible? Yeah, it is. I had pain for 13 years. For the last 12 to 13, I would say I've been 99.9% pain-free. And the couple times I've had symptoms, they never lasted more than a week. So this is a cure. It's real. It can happen. And once you start feeling better, once you start feeling safer, your brain will allow you to feel joy again. So don't make finding joy the most important thing. And look, I know I have said, wake up and say, how much fun can I have today? That's an attempt to divert our attention to something engaging, interesting. And that's curative in and of itself, because so many people I talk to, hey, I stretched myself. I went out to a party, and when I was there, I didn't notice the pain, or I didn't feel it as much. And so it was actually not there as much, or it wasn't there at all. And so when we engage in life, the brain feels safe. What does the brain do when it feels safe? Turns off the symptoms. So, not a terribly complex, video here. If you're struggling to find joy, cut yourself some slack. It will come. Focus on safety. Focus on knowing deeply that you're okay, because you truly are. That's the message. It may not feel that way. You may have all sorts of doctors' opinions that say, you're not okay. Look at this and that on the images. But the core message of Dr. Sarno and myself and many of the other TMS professionals out there is that you are not broken. You just think you are. And once you stop thinking that you are, consciously, eventually your subconscious will get the message and go, wow, she's really not terribly concerned with the symptoms anymore. I guess they're not a problem. And over time, the volume on these symptoms and sensations turns down. So, if you're struggling to find joy, don't worry about it. It'll come. I promise you that. People are getting their lives back. Their families are getting their mom back, their wife back, their husband back. People are saying, you look different. You look like you're doing great. Different things like that. It will happen. Focus on safety. Focus on the deep knowledge that you're really okay, because you are. The joy will come. And when it comes back, it's going to be glorious. It really is. Just watch some of the success stories. Look at the smiles on those people's faces. Go to dansyoutube.com, click on playlists, and then scroll through until you find the one for the success stories. Look at the smiles on those faces. People are just glowing. So there is hope. There is light at the end of the tunnel. And that's available for you too. Trust the process. Trust your body to do what it does. If there's a true injury, it's healed already, or is currently healing. And if it's TMS, trust that your body's already fine. It is. So, I'm going to wrap this one up. Love you guys and gals. You're awesome. And guess we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Love you.